Hello, everyone, and welcome to Big Bold You, a show that has been created to help everyone out there play bigger, be bolder, which means you got to step out of your comfort zones and become the best version of you. Now, we are living in a world, and it will always be this way, where it's good versus evil. And the only way evil wins is when good people, and I am talking to you because there are so many incredible, beautiful, phenomenal, great people out there that are watching. It's when good people like us don't do enough. And so this show is built around the desire to inspire all of us to play bigger and to get into action. And I am so excited about our topic today, and I'm even more excited about our guest. Now, the topic of our show today is Live Styled, Stress-Free. Now, everybody wants to live styled. Everybody wants to look their best, but you also want to live stress-free. And I'm super, super excited about our guest today because our guest is one of my dear friends, Kim Brown. And Kim Brown is here, and I'm so excited that she's joined us because she's going to tell us a little bit about her journey. And when she shares her journey, I promise you, you are going to be inspired to do more. And we're also going to get into styling your home, yourself, so you can be styled from head to toe, and you can be styled from your body to your home, and really just focus on income generating activities. So without further ado, Miss Kim, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I actually grew up in Steamboat, Colorado. So I am from Colorado, go Denver Broncos. Went to school in Colorado too. Actually started out at Colorado State University, did a year, partied a little too much.
I can't even imagine that. Yes. I can't even imagine you partied a little bit.
Yeah, there's no way. So I took a year off to decide what I wanted to do, and I knew that I wanted to do fashion merchandising. So I actually really started thinking that was my passion, and so I went to the Colorado Institute of Art in Denver, Colorado, and I got my associate's degree in fashion merchandising, and that's just a passion I've had for ever, as long as I know, and as far as styling with clothes and doing rooms and putting things together. A lot of times people don't like to accessorize or put things together, and that's really one of my passions.
Well, here's the thing is you always look like $1,000,000. I mean, when I knew that you were going to be on the show today, well, first of all, you style me. So I just said, let me go pick something out that you've gotten for me. And I knew I was going to look amazing and great. But have you always had this much style?
You know what? I really, I'm
say yes. I
would love to say yes, but I look back at pictures of like junior high and high school, and I would say absolutely not.
I bet you were in style though then.
Probably back then, maybe. But then again, in Steamboat, Colorado, you really only you had no stores. We ordered all of our school clothes from Sears Roebuck catalog, if you remember that.
Well, yeah, and believe me, I've been to Steamboat many times to go skiing, and there is nothing in Steamboat except mountains,
Exactly. Exactly. So, no, I think really in college is really when I really started getting into it, especially when you move into your own apartment and you really finally have a chance now to style your own place and kind of pick what you like to do. Right. And of course, I do everything on a budget, which you know.
Yes, so that's what I love about you.
So that's kind of how it started is I was on a budget, and I wanted to have an apartment or a place that looked amazing, but I couldn't afford to spend a lot of money. So I just started finding the places that really gave you amazing quality furniture and accessories and things like that at a much lower price, so that it looked expensive, but it really wasn't.
Well, and then I think what's great, and we're going to get into all of that because Kim is going to share all her tips, but what I think is awesome is that now there's even more places for you to go get great deals. And with the internet, I mean, there's really nothing that you can't get on a budget and make yourself look amazing and your whole living area look amazing as well.
Absolutely.
But before we get into that, I want you to, really kind of share what you've been going through the last couple of years. I mean, I think it's important that we're as honest as we can and we're as open with everyone, because we all know that people have things that they're dealing with in their lives, and we always put on our happy face and our brave aura, because that's what we do. But people are going to look at you, they're going to look at me, you're looking at other people out there that you think, oh gosh, they've got it so together, everything's wonderful and great, my life sucks, everybody else's life is great. And I know from experience what you've been through. You know, the last 2 years, you basically had the rug pulled out from underneath you, and just kind of share a little bit of the journey the last couple years, what transpired that you want to share, and then where you are now and how this business right now is really, it's taken on a whole new meaning for you.
Right, right. Well, when she says I had the rug ripped out from underneath me, I really did. I got married to the man that I met in college. It was kind of a fluke meeting. Well, actually, it was not a fluke. I really think it was obviously meant to be. And we got married in 1992 in Steamboat, Colorado. And so we've moved around quite a bit for his job because he was a professional hockey player in the beginning. Then he had a career-ending head injury, so then we kind of took a different direction. He ended up getting into medical sales, and we ended up having to travel quite a bit and move around quite a bit. So I never really could do anything with my passion. Plus, we started having children, and because he was traveling and he was the breadwinner, then I stayed at home and raised the kids.
Right, which I think is a very common scenario. I mean, it's a very common scenario, and I think, you know, there is a it might even be a scripture where it says that you can have everything, but just not all at once. You know, there's a season for everything.
Right.
And for a lot of women, we do take care of the kids. I mean, you know, we bear the children, we take care, we nurture the kids, and you've got all these gifts, you've got all these talents, you have all these aspirations. Now, I think the millennials are a little bit different now. I think that they are really saying, hey, look, I can do it all at once. But our generation is, we said, okay, let's get our education, let's get some experience. Then we became moms, then we raised the kids. And you know, that's really where you were, where, okay, kids are going off to college and you're going to live the rest of your life. And the way you thought you were going to live the rest of your life, but it's not turned out that way.
No, it hasn't. So in January of 2017, my husband and I took a trip to Australia and Bora Bora for our 50th birthdays, which was absolutely amazing. I highly recommend it. And about a month later, he came home one evening and he just said, I want a divorce. I don't love you anymore.
Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget the next morning. I'll never forget the next morning, because we were just like, what? Now, the thing is you're not the only marriage that this has happened to, but I'll tell you what, it's when I was having my first child and I was there with my OB nurse and I was asking her when she was going to check me, and she told me that I wasn't the only person that had had a baby. I'm like, well, this is the first time I ever had a baby. So obviously I know other people have gone through this, but not me. This is my first time. And I think that's you can't really understand until you've gone through it. But I will never forget that phone call the next morning when you shared that.
Right.
And so it's from then until now, it's just been I don't even want to call it a whirlwind, because to me a whirlwind is something, you know, exciting.
Yeah, exactly. It's not been exciting.
No, it's been crazy. And so now you're about to finalize your divorce.
Yes. So it's been traumatic. You know, I thought that we were going to try to save the marriage. That was my intention. His intention was not. It was betrayal, infidelity, and the other person won.
Right.
So we would have celebrated our 26th wedding anniversary just this last August 8th. So yes, instead we're getting ready to sign the final decree. And you think that your kids are now in college and empty nesters, and oh my gosh, now we're going to travel, and all those years of saving and scrimping and children and activities and hectic life, and now is the time to really enjoy it and just, you know, get back to that place where it was just you and your spouse in the beginning. And then now you find yourself alone at this age and looking at, you know, single living in an apartment, and the children are gone. Right. So it's tough.
Well, you know, and here's what I know is, obviously this isn't what you were planning, but I will tell you, and I've said this about you, you're one of the strongest people that I have ever met in my life. And I knew that while things weren't happening the way you want them, I know with 100% surety that in the end, you're going to come out 100% on top. And I know that doesn't make anybody feel good because that's not what you wanted, but I know that's what the end result is going to be. And when I look at what you've done just on the side with your styling and with your home decor and your Deal Diva stuff, you didn't even realize that was going to play such a big role in what your next chapter in your life.
No, exactly.
You know? It's been crazy, but obviously there are people that are going through something similar right now, or they've gone through it and maybe they're still not even over it. And I know that you did some very specific things to help get you through this period. And what are some books that you have read or some of the techniques that you've used that has helped?
Right. Well, I will tell you that first, it's the 3 F's. It's faith, family, and friends. That is the only way that I've survived this. And Jens knows, there could be times that I call her at 3 a.m. bawling, and
I would be awake,
and she'd be awake and talk me off the ledge. And so really it is my faith. And you just don't realize, I've been a Christian my whole life, and you just don't realize what you take for granted. And then, when something like this happens, how it brings you so much closer, and you need that faith. And it's almost a wake up call to, where are you supposed to be? Where does God want you to be? And obviously, God does not want you to be where I am right now, but, he does desire a closer relationship with him. And this definitely has done that for me. So, obviously faith. I also was starting a class, and that's been great. So anybody that's going through a divorce, no matter what the circumstances are, I really recommend Divorce Care. You can look that up, and they have courses all over at churches. And it's like a 6 to 8 week course that kind of walks you through, how to get through the process and the healing. I listen to a ton of podcasts. Jimmy Evans and Joyce Meyer are some of my favorite.
I love both of those.
And, they couldn't be more different. Like, I'll listen to Joel Osteen, who can't stop smiling, and he's always happy, and there's never anything wrong. And then Joyce Meyer is kind of like Judge Judy of Christianity.
I know. Joyce Meyer is that way. I mean, she's like,
she tells it
a new level, a new devil, man. She takes it right and tells it exactly like Judge Judy does. And I love that.
Yes.
And then Jimmy Evans is amazing.
He's amazing. I mean, I recommend Jimmy Evans' Marriage Today for anybody, whether you're struggling, whether you're starting off getting married, whether you've slipped a little, or just to make your marriage the best it absolutely can. I learned so much from watching those videos and the mistakes that I had made, and it really, really is helpful. And I mean, he's just a great person to listen to, and you can really relate to their story.
Right. I think it's amazing. And you've got a book.
I do.
Is that your daily devotional?
Well, I do a devotional app on my iPhone, and it's just the Holy Bible, and you can put anything in that you're looking for a devotional. It could be on hopelessness, sadness, depression, anger, joy, everything that you're looking for. There's a plan for forgiveness.
Right.
Exactly.
You're gonna need a lot of that.
And it takes time, and it's not
listen, it's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take
a long minute. So this is one of my favorite books, Sarah Young. So she writes these little devotionals, Jesus Today, like this one is Experience Hope Through His Presence. So it says hope shines brightest when your world is darkest.
Yeah.
So just a little page every day.
I love that. I'm gonna put that on my Facebook today, because it really is the truth. But you've got some pictures of the girls. You've got two gorgeous, beautiful inside and out daughters.
Yes. So my oldest just graduated in the top left corner there. She just graduated from OSU, and she is now working her first job and living in her apartment with a roommate. She works for the Dallas Stars, so she's super excited about that.
That's awesome.
And my second daughter, the blonde, that was her high school graduation, and she is actually starting her sophomore year and just finished the rush activities up at OSU. So they both went to OSU.
I know, and they're so awesome.
They are.
That's the thing. I think at the end of the day, there's something good that happens out of every situation, good and bad, and those girls are phenomenal. We love
Yes.
you.
Yes.
We love those girls and young women now. I mean, good grief.
Absolutely, yes.
So we had a blast in Vegas when we were
We sure did.
Kaylee. We took our girls when they turned 21 out to Vegas with some other moms, and now my son is going to be 21 in June, so we'll have to go back and do a repeat because we had we had a blast. But let's jump into looking at some of your decor pictures that we've got, because I think what Kim does is phenomenal, but let's have her explain some of these pictures and really kind of, if you're watching and you want to decor and decorate on a budget, some of Kim's thoughts. So let's look at that.
Sure. Okay, so this is our family room right now. So obviously we have kind of a more modern transitional home. So the nice thing about the way things are going these days is less is more.
Right.
So you come from the background where every little wall space had to have something on it. Now it's very minimal. It's very classic. And of course I love the creams and the grays and the teals is what I chose to use in my family room. So.
Okay, so like when you start with a room like that, what do you start with first? The furniture, or do you decide the colors?
You know what? Actually, for me, believe it or not, we saw a model home, and that peacock picture that was in the model home.
That started it all?
That started it all. I said, I love those colors, and it'll be easy to work around that with grays and creams and, kind of the teals and moss greens. And I thought I wanted a very light look for that home that we just,
So really, it's if there's a piece of artwork, if there's a furniture or something that you just fall in love with, you just start with one item, really, and then everything else kind of flows.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let's look at the next picture we got, Ziggy. All right.
Yes, so this is my kitchen. So I loved the glass piece that I got that just kind of, the big thing about mirrors is it really makes a room bigger and brighter. So putting the mirror right there really accessorized the kitchen, made the kitchen seem bigger than it is. Really loved the wicker chairs. Wicker is big now. Found the kind of wicker pieces on the wall there with the silver leaves and things that went also with the kind of silver gray decor that I was using in the home, in the kitchen.
Now, so where did you get all that stuff? Because this is what amazes me.
Yes, exactly. So, the table actually was from Weir's. Okay, so I will spend good money on pieces that I want to continue to have and keep.
Because that's something that you can just change the chairs.
Exactly.
You got a whole new look.
I will do that. But as far as the pieces that were on the wall and the mirror, Ross and TJ Maxx Home Goods.
I know, I'm telling you, I'm serious. You go and you just find the deals. But here's another thing I want to ask you. Let's look at the next picture. And while we're looking at this next picture, I want to ask this question, and that is, do you constantly have to go look, or every time you go you find something?
Pretty much for me, every time I go I find something. This was just what I started off with was the bedding. I fell in love with the bedding and the colors, and then I can hit 3 or 4 different stores. I don't have to have it with me. I just kind of have that knack of remembering colors and knowing something that will go with. So I really loved the creams and the grays again. And as far as the glass kind of motifs on the wall that are kind of shattered looking, again, just really liked it, especially with the lights on. Really just picked it up and gave me that kind of romantic kind of feeling for the master bedroom.
Well, one of the things that I like too is that the furniture is dark, and you have some that are lighter, but to your point, you can change a whole look of a room by just changing all the accessories and the bedding and everything like that, and still keep that dark wood.
Oh, absolutely, especially with pillows.
Yes.
Pillows and a rug can totally and paint color.
Right.
Paint color can absolutely transform any room.
Now, when you come into someone's home, will you do the whole enchilada for them, as far as, okay, look, we need to paint, we need to do the new accessories, we'll do everything, and you just go out and get the stuff and bring it in? Is that how you operate?
Yes.
Okay.
And if that's what they want.
Okay.
If they're only looking to maybe keep everything they got but freshen up that room, maybe brighten it up a little bit, but they don't want all new things, then I can go out and pick pieces, bring it back, we can play with it, put it around, see what they like.
And she's fast. I'm telling you.
You have to be.
She's like,
they know when they shop with me. Poor Christy, she's like walking 15 feet behind me. I'm like, Christy, you're being paid. Yeah, you're paying me right now. Let's go. Let's move.
You go by the hour. You need to slow down. Kim is like, gee. Okay, let's see this next picture, because I think that this is beautiful. And this, to me, like we were looking at the darker headboard and footboard in the other room, but this is all lighter.
Yes. So again, one of my favorite places to shop for a lot of things is Overstock.com. That is where the bedding came from. That has kind of a really pretty taupe sheen to it. The cream bed, upholstered bed, also came from Overstock. The cream chair was from TJ Maxx. Even the wooden dresser was from Overstock. And then the mirrors and pictures and lamps, you always get an amazing deal at Home Goods or Ross. You just have to hit several,
right? And
you have to know when they get their new products in, so you constantly go on the day when the new stuff shows up.
So, and that's a really good tip. That's a really, really good tip, because if you're there the morning right after they get their shipment in, then you're going to get the best picks. Right,
yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have one more picture, and I love this look.
Yes. So I wish I had the before picture, but it would have been too embarrassing because it was my youngest daughter's room, and it was purple walls, and I just. So when she went off to college, I wanted to again lighten it up and do it. So we painted the walls a light gray that is a real popular gray. It's called poplar gray, and that's one of the #1 grays if you're looking for a universal gray paint.
Yes.
Poplar gray is amazing. So again, bedding was from Overstock. All the throw pillows were from TJ Maxx. The glass pictures above were from TJ Maxx. The floral picture was from Ross. The chair in the corner was from TJ Maxx, and the rug was actually from Lowe's. So if people are wanting like prices,
right?
For instance, like that upholstered cream bed, I got at Weir's for $299.
That's crazy.
The bedding was $100. The glass pictures above, the three of them above the bed, were each $49. The rug, 8x10 rug at Lowe's, was $129.
That's insane.
So
I mean, honestly, I'm not doing the math because that's just not what I do well.
Me neither.
What I do well, I don't have my calculator out, but I mean, it sounds like for $500-600 you did that.
Well, I mean, with the furniture, but even the furniture pieces,
that's
really, like the dresser was $299, the nightstand was $199. You can go, and again, a tip is if you ever shop at Weir's, they have an upstairs section which they call clearance. It's not necessarily damaged. They may just have a couple of it left, or they're not going to carry that brand anymore. So I always hit the sale, and Jen knows this, even with clothing at the department stores or even with furniture, I go to the clearance section first because you can get some great deals there.
Right. But here's the thing is, some of us don't have the same eye that you do, and that's why I think, when we get into even your own personal style, I mean, I can go out and a couple things. One is I always admired and thought you looked like $1 million every time I saw you. And so I would go out and I would try to copy her outfits. I'd say, okay, well, this looks great. It looks great on Kim. It's going to look great on me. But it not necessarily always looks the same. But I just finally gave in, because to me, part of living a stress-free life is taking things off your plate. Saying, yes. Hey, I don't do this very well. Let me get somebody else to do that for me. Hey, I don't do this very well either. Let me get somebody else to do that for me, which frees you up to be able to do your income generating activities. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to cost me more money. It's going to cost me more money. But I will say that at least probably the last 2 years, especially since I've been doing a lot more speaking engagements and doing events and now doing the show, I have you basically do the majority of all my shopping for me.
Right.
And I have dramatically decreased the amount of money I have spent on myself with clothes, because I just don't go out shopping. I'd go out and I would spend a ridiculous amount of money, and then I would look in my closet and I would say, I don't have anything to wear because I didn't like it.
Right.
And that's the same that I see with what you do with the home. So now that my youngest is gone, I'm telling you, I love all my kids. but I already have his room all cleaned out, and I need to have you come over and do to his room what you just did with Kennedy's room. It's
yes,
great.
It is.
But let's look at some of the pictures of people that you style, and kind of when you're styling somebody, you know, what you do with that. You know, it's like you know them. So let's see. Let's look at this first picture. All right. Well, this is a picture. And when I was doing a TV, I think it was a news piece, and you styled me from head to toe there.
Right.
And you know what the cool thing is? She also came over to my house and took pictures and videoed me when I was doing that. But I should have worn that dress today. That's one of my favorite dresses that you got for
dress.
me.
Yes.
But here's what I love is you just, now that you've styled me for so long, you know my size, you know what looks good on me. And so when you're out and about shopping, you just pick me up things.
Right.
And do you have fun doing that?
I love doing that. It's, you know, and I do. I know
so many of my doing
clients,
that too.
So many of my clients, I know their style, I know their size. And so what I'll do is I'll just take a picture of it.
Right.
And I'll shoot a text over and say, I think this would look great on you. Do you want me to pick it up for you? And you say yes or no.
I know. And a lot of times I will say just yes, because I don't know until I tried on what it looks like. And a lot of times you will say, Jen, this is going to look great on you. And I'm like, I don't know. But then when I tried on, I'm like, oh, it does look great on me.
Right.
So that's another thing where if I was going out shopping, I wouldn't even have picked it out. So
yeah, you don't want to step out of your comfort zone usually. So when somebody else will give you a truthful opinion and say yay or nay, but also say, like Alla was one of my clients that would not do a pantsuit. And I think we have
a picture of her in a pantsuit.
I finally got her in a pantsuit, and she actually loved it.
Let's look at this next one. You know, let's look at this next picture. I think we've got a couple, 4 or 5 pictures together of, well, that's another one of me.
Right.
You styled me, and I loved that dress that you got. But let's look at the one where the next picture I think we've got of maybe like there you go.
Yeah, so this is one of my clients too, Alla. So Alla is a lot like Jen's in the fact that she does public speaking. She has a Sell Yourself for Success workshop, so she's in front of a lot of people. So one of the things that I noticed with you and Alla is because you are in the public so much and because you are shot either in a photo or a show, you don't want to wear the same outfit 3, 4, 5 times in a row. No. So you don't want to spend a lot of money on something that you only wear once or twice. So that's where the budget comes in, that you get something amazing, and then you won't feel too bad if you've only worn it 2 or 3 times, and then you give it away because you've gotten your money's worth out of it.
Right, exactly. And that's a really good point because, and I don't know, even now that we have social media, okay, y'all tell me if this is true for you and tell me if it's true for you, but it's true for me. If I have a picture up on social media of me in an outfit, then I don't want to wear that same outfit to an event because I'm like, well, people have already seen me in that outfit.
Yes.
I mean, do you do that?
I think everybody probably does
totally
that.
Do that.
I think, and unless it's something that you absolutely love, like I have a couple dresses that I love in Vegas that I will continue to wear because I just love them. But yes, I really feel like, and that's why budgeting is so important because you can look amazing and you don't feel guilty if you spend $30, $40 on a dress compared to $200 if you decide to only wear it once or twice.
I agree. Now, obviously, there's going to be big events where you want to spend that amount of money and you want to look wonderful and great, and you do, and it is what it is. But even we were at Nancy Lieberman's gala last year, and your dress was exquisite, and you got a steal of a deal on that.
I did, and actually, even if you have that photo back of the collage of Alla, one of my clients, she's wearing a blue dress that she wore at Lieberman that night too. Okay, so there in the bottom corner with the rhinestones all around it was so flattering on her, beautiful floor, and I got it at Ross for $29.
Oh man.
So she looked incredible, and everybody just told her, oh my gosh, I love your dress. And
the secret's
she won't wear it again, but you know what, for $30 and to look amazing,
I'll wear it.
Who cares?
I'll wear it now.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's look at, you've got another client that we're going to look at her pictures, and it's Christy, our So Very Christy.
Yes.
She does a lot of performing, and I love how you dress her.
Yes, so Christy obviously is a singer, and so she is kind of looking for a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll, so we're trying to incorporate that in her looks. Also, we've got to be kind of conscious of what looks good on stage. It's got to flow easily. She's got to be able to move in it easily. It's got to photograph well. So we have had a lot of success going out. Now, Christy is somebody that prefers me to actually go out and shop with her.
Right.
So I will actually go out with her, and I'm pulling everything, getting her in the dressing room. She's trying it on. I'm hanging it up. I'm like, next, because she really prefers to do that. And she wants to look at it and have my opinion right then and there with her. And I don't mind that at all either. It's fun for me too.
Right. I know. And I've done that with you a couple of times too.
Yes.
But like I said, but when I do that, I feel like I spend a lot more money because I'm like, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Here, let me, then I'm like,
but it's always on sale.
It is on. That I will say that. Here's some
more great looks of Christy again. The kind of rock vibe on the right, and the more country with the cowboy boots and the hat. She wanted something that was somewhat like a fedora, not a cowboy hat, but just something that she could wear with multiple outfits. And we found a great color. I think we got that at TJ Maxx for $12.
Right. And I will say that, you do want to look your best. Everybody wants to look their best, and you can look your best no matter what size you are, no matter how old you are, no matter what the industry you're in. You can always look your best, but it is a special gift and talent that you have, and I really recommend that if you want to live styled and you want to live a stress-free life, you are going to have to take off things from your plate. You can't do it all, and you might as well go to somebody. And I think you're amazing because of the detail that you really offer to people, but also the budget. I mean, I think that's really big because I have worked with other stylists, and I love all the stylists that I've worked with, but I've worked with other stylists that are very, very pricey, and it just is what it is.
Right. There's a niche for everybody.
There's a niche for everyone. But you and I love to laugh. And one of the things that I do, I end every one of my shows with laughter is the best medicine, because it is. I want everybody every day to just laugh out loud. That belly laugh where Kim and I have done it so
in tears
many times.
Now I haven't done it a lot in the last 2 years, but I'm getting there.
You're getting there.
I'm getting there.
Listen, we were on a flight to Korea. And speaking of Alla was with us, so it was the three of us, but Alla was in the middle, and Kim and I were watching a comedy because we're all about laughing and everything, and we are dying laughing because Alla was in the middle and she wasn't watching it. She didn't
like movies. She doesn't like movies.
I know. I like to laugh.
And we were watching something like Bridesmaids or something. And of course you're listening to it in headphones, but everybody's listening to us just cackle all throughout the plane.
And one of the things that Kim and I like to do, and I love it when you find a friend that likes to play practical jokes.
Pranks.
And Kim likes to do that. I love to do it. And we like to video it as well. So for our Laughter is the Best Medicine video, we actually played a little prank on our friend Alla. So we're going to show you
one of many.
One of many. Yes, we're going to show you that little. She's a Russian Texan. So Texan. She's a Texan. So let's look at that video.
Woo! Shout out to the back of y'all. Woo! Shout out to the back of y'all. Woo!
And I still remember that.
What's so funny is she's so easy to get.
She is. We scare her all the time.
I don't think they did that in Russia. I don't think that they played jokes on one another like that.
See, I grew up with my brothers. You hide around the corner. Yes, you wait under the bed for an hour or two before they go bed at night, and then you reach around and grab their foot.
Let's video doing that.
It is so much fun. I love scaring people.
Okay, we love it. We love to prank because, one of the things that my kids say all the time, they're like, Mom, my husband will say, well, Jens, that's not funny when you're laughing at someone. I'm like, well, at the end, everybody's laughing. So it's fine. So
as long as nobody's hurt.
Exactly. As long as nobody's hurt. And we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but we do want you to do some really fun, silly, crazy things. And we want you to always remember that laughter is the best medicine, that in life you are going to have ups and downs. You're going to have things that you don't want to go through, like what Kim has shared with us. Nobody wants to go through that, but that's life. And what you always have to remember is the good times aren't always going to stay, The bad times are not always going to stay. Things are going to happen in your life that you really have to have that perspective that you've got to laugh. And even though sometimes you don't feel like laughing, get around those people that make you laugh, that love you, that faith, family, and friends that Kim spoke about, and have a good belly laugh and let those people put their arms around you and love you. So we encourage you to send an Ask a Jen's video if you've got a question. We actually had a great question today that we're not able to get to, but we'll get to next week. Or if you have a Laughter is the Best Medicine video that you'd like to share with us, we'd love to have that, and we'd love to play some funny jokes and really share with others what you're out there doing. So before we sign off, I just want to say, Kim, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
It was a blast. And if anybody is interested in getting in touch with Kim, please just leave a little message on the comment. If this is something that you want to share, Kimberly Brown Designs, if there was something that we shared today that really touched you, or something that you just learned, a little nugget that's going to make you live styled and stress-free, please let us know. Please share with your friends. And just remember, we'll be here next week, Monday at 3 p.m. Central. And until we meet again, be big, be bold, and be you. Bye-bye.